Yeah, this is Absorb, and make sure you check out youtube.com/DKSTV1. If you're not already subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? deafkissmedia.co.uk, check the website.
Since I'd say, I think the earliest version of a track is from 2010, the Absorb Archive Collection is basically, it's like a collection of tracks that has been like locked away in like a vault. I'd say I decided recently to kind of put this all together because I wasn't releasing any new music, and I thought, actually, do you know what, this is going to give me something great to talk about. So the Absorb Archive Collection, what happened was, over a space of sort of 6 to 7 months, I released a track every 2 weeks through SoundCloud, and obviously you guys have been reviewing the tracks every single time something was uploaded, so I can't thank you guys enough. It's insane. So yeah, what I decided to do was, whilst I'm working on obviously new singles and trying to put projects out and stuff, I thought I'd give people a glimpse into the past. And the Absorb Archive Collection is exactly that. So there's just short of 50 minutes of unreleased and unheard material that are now on my SoundCloud as part of the Absorb Archive Collection, so yeah, go check it out. I think the reason why a lot of the tracks in the Absorb Archive Collection didn't get released as official singles and stuff is, I had this kind of, I had this crazy idea to make demos of tracks. This is where it all started. I sent it to the original producer, thinking, actually, do you know, I've got this idea, send it to him as a demo, let them see what they think of the track, and then hopefully take it from there. And little did I realise that after a while that the producers who I was trying to hit up were just so difficult to get hold of. So, you know, you've got people on there who are like, you know, plasticians on there, you've got like darky freakers on there, and it was really difficult for me to actually get decisions from people as to, you know, do they like the track, do they not like the track, do they want me to do something with it, do they not? So I actually just continued recording and writing in the hope that I think a producer would turn around and go, actually, do you know what, like this track is banging, like let's do something with it. So it was an accumulation of tracks over a period of say 4 or 5 years, and I think it got to the point whereby I released I'm Done back in 2013, it was at the start, when One Extra picked it up in 2012, and that's kind of where I've really kicked on from there. So in that kind of space of time where I was writing and recording, like I'm Done was the big track to come out of that, and on the tracks as part of the Absorb Archive Collection were kind of in the lead up to that, I guess. It was kind of, that was when I was writing and recording really heavily, so that's what the Absorb Archive Collection's about, and that's kind of why there's been a lot of unreleased stuff. In my opinion, a lot of them are demos, a lot of them aren't fully mixed, so to put it out there on SoundCloud just to give people a glimpse into what I've actually been working on was really important, so I thought I'd give people a chance to kind of delve into 2011, 2010, 2012, etc. So that's what it's about.
In its rawest state, sort of thing.
A lot of it is raw, you know. A lot of it's like, a lot of it needs proper mixing and stuff. A lot of them like need real attention, which is why I've actually attached the demo badge to, you know, some of them that are really like unfinished and stuff. So, but I'm really glad that I've actually put it out, because, you know, a lot of people don't know what I've been up to the last 3 or 4 years, and you know, all these tracks have been sitting on my computer just doing nothing. So, you know, a lot of people on Twitter and stuff are always talking about freeing the realness and stuff, but you just got to put music out there, let people hear it, because I think that's really important. I think what's really important is knowing when to release stuff. I think timing is such an important part of like an artist's kind of release schedule. You can't just keep throwing tracks out there and for there not to be a plan. There has to be reasons behind everything that I'm doing. There has to be like a purpose. There has to be like, right, do you know what, like this is for this specific thing. And it just felt like at the time that none of the tracks through the Absorb Archive Collection were really kind of, I don't know, it didn't feel like the time was the correct time. And I don't want to be known as an artist to put stuff out and then not have a plan. I'm all about consistency, and I'm all about making sure that everything with a track sounds as crisp as it can be. The Absorb Archive Collection, even as you even just mentioned, it's a very raw kind of collection of music, and I thought that, you know what, whilst I'm working on new stuff, like let people hear the old stuff. There doesn't have to necessarily be a plan with this. So I put all the tracks together and thought, right, what am I going to do with it? And then that's obviously when the 2-week thing came along. I could have just put everything out in one go, and I just thought, then it's relevant for that particular day, and that's it. Like, I've been able to span the Absorb Archive Collection for like 6 to 7 months, and it's just been, right, I've got something to talk about, and just about having a plan and just really thinking about it. So that's kind of why I held on to it, and that's why it came out the way it did. It depends, like every single day I wake up and it's completely different. Like this week, if you're like asking me right now, is the track this week, it's not grime. It's more sort of got a trappy kind of feel. There's a bit of singing on it there as well. The flow is still quite intense. The beat is like really like in your face, but it's not the typical type of thing that I would do. Right here, right now is my favourite one, but there's so many that I really like. So weirdly, you mentioned Jamila. I've actually got I think there's three tracks that I've got. She's amazing. She's from the northeast, and at the time that this is going to be going out, she's actually just won a competition to support Nelly in Newcastle, which is pretty amazing. So she's really talented, and yeah, really enjoyed working with her. There's Zita as well. She had her own style and stuff. She's like really quirky, but she's really cool. Misky, like it was very strange working with, not strange working with Misky, but it was a time went by. She had a track that was really popping off. I think it was called On My Throne. I think it was with P Money at the time. And she was like about to literally go, like just go, and then she just completely disappeared. And yeah, I was at that point whereby she had this track, and I was just like, right, let's do something. I really want to get on this. And her verse is pretty wild on that track on DPMO. I kind of not recruited people, but I'm very selective with features. I think that's something that I would definitely say. And I think every feature that I've had on the Absorb Archive collection really fits the track well. So I've only ever been in the studio with Zita and Jamila, but they've both got their own like unique styles, and they're amazing to work with, so of course I definitely want to work with them again. The track this week that I kind of spoke about just before, there were a lot of ideas in that I thought I wanted to do something with. I think taking this week as like a case in point, I wanted to really push forward with this week. I think the chorus was catchy, I think the verses were quite catchy, but I got some feedback on the track from several different people, and they all started to say very similar things. I was actually in a session last night with a producer, and this is like the development of this week. It's not called This Week. It's got a completely different kind of feel to it. There is still some singing in it. So from taking something that was one idea and almost like transposing it and making it into something else is something that I'm really interested in doing a lot more. I think it's just like thinking of new ideas and things like that. As they are at the moment, I think I may revisit the Absorb Archive collection in the future and see if there are any ideas that I do want to kind of develop. But at the moment, like, yeah, I'm just all about new music at the moment. I don't really necessarily want to concentrate too much on the past, but I know that there are some really cool ideas in that, so I'm definitely not going to just forget that it ever existed. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I was in a session yesterday with a producer. It's really exciting. There's a new single that's going to be coming along very soon as well. I think at the moment I'm just looking to try and be consistent with the singles. I think when there's a real demand for stuff, then I'll put out a bigger, sort of a fuller body of music, like an EP, or maybe like a mini album or something. But I think what's important is I don't drop things at the wrong time. As I said to you about the Absorb Archive collection, there has to be a reason behind why things happen. There has to be a plan, and I think that's something that some artists, not everyone, but some artists kind of overlook. They just think, right, music out, there's music out, and then when everyone stops talking about it, then what happens? So there has to be a proper plan in place. But yeah, I'm definitely looking to release new music this year, 100%. People should go and check out deafkissmedia.co.uk. I think that's obviously a very important thing for you to do. And yeah, you can find me online, absorbonline.com, all my social stuff's there, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Yeah, go check that out. And yeah, my Absorb Archive collection is available on my SoundCloud. Again, a link through the website, so go check it out. And thank you guys for having me. Thank you.